Hello everybody, welcome back once again. I'm going to do another playthrough here. This time we're going to play Brigandine, the Legend of Forsena. Really like this game, super old school. I think I first played this game when I was like 16, so very, very old by now. There actually is another version of this game, which I think is a little bit better in some ways, which is the Grand Edition. It's got some voice acting. I should say there are some, I think, people that did a patch, though, that did the voice acting for it. I don't think that the original Grand Edition originally had that. But anyways, very cool, which I thought was very cool. The fact that, you know, a bunch of people got together and kind of tricked out this game, you know, was, or I should say the Grand Edition, right? But yeah, anyways, a very, very good game. I think generally speaking, though, the story is pretty lackluster here. In most cases, I kind of just zip through, you know, most of the dialogue because it's pretty uninteresting, and it's definitely, it feels like an afterthought. The game is really, you know, based on the battle system, which is pretty cool. I like this little scene here, though, that plays at the beginning of the game. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Anyways, you know, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed playing this game when I was a kid. I just think that, and I should say, it reminded me a little bit, or like oddly, or I was reminded of this game by one of the newer games, actually the last walkthrough that I did there, Unicorn Overlord. Very different, though, very different play style, but I think just like the amount of classes and stuff kind of reminded me of that. But anyway, so yeah, I was kind of inspired to play again. So let's get this started here. At the beginning of actually at the title screen, you can do like some combination of buttons to unlock the Asgary's Empire, but I never really play as Asgary, so I'm not gonna, you know, bother with that. But anyways, there are, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 countries other than Asgary's that you can start as. I don't really like. Certainly Iscalio. Iscalio is actually my least favorite of the nations. And then Carleon is probably my second least favorite. I should say. So in order of the characters, or the nations that I like to play, Leonia is my number one. I absolutely love Lioness, which is the ruler of Leonia. She's the only of the lords that has the ability to use Holy Word, which is just completely destructive. I love that spell. So I like to start out as her. Probably my second favorite country would be a New Almechia, because Lance is kind of interesting. Basically, there's a way to. He basically starts out. What is he? Starts out as like the prince, and then if you wipe out Asgary's and then bring him to Logris Castle, he becomes a king, and that changes like his stat growth. I don't remember if he gets any new spells or anything, but that's. I always thought that was pretty cool. Norgard is probably my third, would be my third pick. He starts out just really strong, and then he actually has the Geno Frost spell, which is really good. So that's kind of how I, like to play. And then Carleon might be next. Kai is actually pretty good too. He starts at a fairly high level, and he's got a lot of spells. Generally, I think I prefer the caster, or more caster-oriented. Whereas like Dristan and certainly Vaynard are much more like physical-oriented. Maybe you could argue that Lance is sort of that way as well, but at least they do have, some spells. Anyways, let's get started as Leonia. As far as the difficulty here, I like to go with easy just because it's actually based on the time limit. The game itself actually is insanely easy, especially once you are familiar with the game. But I don't like to be rushed because I like to kind of build my characters and level them a lot, and unfortunately that takes time. So I don't like to be limited by time essentially. So let's start on easy. And I should say that the AI doesn't seem any more difficult, right? So like the battles are just as easy on easy as they are on hard, from my experience. Alright, anyways, Forsena, the land of mysterious rune power. It is the sacred king calendar year 214. Almechia, the most powerful country located in the center of Forsena, has finally won the war against the country of Norgard. It was believed that Almechia was about to return peace to the continent. However, Boom, boom, boom. All right, here's the new the Almechia Kingdom capital, Logris. What is it, Kador? Your Majesty. A year ago, you led us to the victory over the Kingdom of Norgard, who was the worst enemy of Almechia. Also, you consolidated our victory by taking away a part of their territory from the king's successor, Vaynard. The peace on this continent and the prosperity of our kingdom are all due to your achievements as commander of the Almechian army. Get to the point. I know you didn't come here to tell me that. You were right. I'm here to tell you that King Hengwist has a warrant for your arrest. It seems that those who are jealous of your achievements have given him this idea. You're being charged with treachery. That's ridiculous. I've done nothing but devote myself to the victory and prosperity of this kingdom. How dare they question my loyalty? They must die for this. I've done all the preparation and all I need now is your order. What? Telling me to really become a traitor? There is no other way. It is time you killed the king and became the new leader. Ha ha ha. Your Majesty. Well, it wouldn't be so bad to become a king after all. Why wait in vain for others to destroy me? I shall fight, since that is the way I live. All I want is power, and I will not tolerate anyone who gets in my way. Kador, summon the entire army. It's time those pigs in the palace realized how much power I have. Yes, sir. My only concern is that once I stand up and fight for my throne, it will not only cause a disorder in Almechia, but chaos will spread throughout the continent. Do you still wish for me to do this, Kador? We must make sacrifices in order for a king to reign successfully. I'm certain that you can rule not only Almechia, but also the entire continent. I understand. I'm now determined to fight until I become king, regardless of the disorder it may cause. The entire continent may be burned in the process. Oh my. Oh, and there's definitely some burning going on here. Sacred King Calendar, month 2, year 15, a coup d'etat was pulled off by the commander of the troops Zemeckis. King Hengwist was defeated and the king was occupied by the commander's army. The long history of the Almechia kingdom was put to an end, and the Asgary's empire was born. Excuse me. It is the beginning of a new era of disorder and chaos. The soldiers are led to the battlefield where their fate awaits. Boom, boom, boom. Right, Leonia, roof of Castle Talus. Isn't it a nice day, Killoff? Yes, indeed. It has already been a year since I was given the oracle and became the queen. The oracle? Well, I do not believe in any gods. Killoff, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to get involved. Don't get me wrong, I don't want you to think that I became a knight for you. I just wanted to become stronger, that's all, so don't worry. Thank you. The duty of a queen is very heavy and I don't feel confidence in myself, so your support means a lot to me. It's a great honor that you feel that way. Excuse me for interrupting, but I have an urgent report to make. What is it? Is something wrong, Bishop Paternus? As a matter of fact, yes. Please come with me to the ballroom. Everybody else is already there. This report just came in. Commander Zemeckis started a rebellion and overthrew Almechia. A new Asgary's empire was built with Zemeckis as the emperor. Can't believe it. A great country like Almechia would fall so easily with the revolt from one of its ministers. We have no way of avoiding a war at this point. The rebellion of Zemeckis and the fall of Almechia have stirred the hearts of the ambitious people of the continent. Does that mean that the land of Leonia will be involved in the war as well? Don't worry, because when you worry, it will show on your face, and that will make everybody in this country worry. Sometimes you do say nice things. Hey, what do you mean sometimes? Anyway, it is certain that we can't avoid conflict with the other countries. Okay. Am I going to be able to handle this, man? Yeah, you're gonna have to. So it's kind of interesting, actually, that she refers to Bishop Paternus as Bishop Paternus when Paternus is actually a cardinal. He is no longer a bishop. And actually, he's no longer a cardinal either, because I always change him into a mage right away. Let's actually... Here, I want to get rid of that. There is an option that will turn off the summon in class, as well as battle scenes. I don't play with those on anyway, or anymore. They're just, you know, they eat up a lot of time. They're kind of fun, you know, watching... You know, a knight, you know, take on a dragon or something is kind of fun sometimes, but Generally, I like to turn that off. I also put swift units on. Basically, that's just how fast the units move on the battle screens. Let's get at it, though. We need to do a lot of organizational stuff here. Specifically, I'm going to delete a bunch of troops. Let's delete these griffins right away. I'll keep the centaurs for the time being. I'm going to end up deleting them eventually, too, but for now, they can stick around. To move the unicorn into Lioness's unit. I feel like that's a good idea. So, did I say? I said unicorn. I meant Pegasus. The Pegasus is just an upgraded unicorn. That's a level 10 unicorn, and they're phenomenal. These are basically, along with pixies, are the basis to all of my groups. So they've got heal and cure, and then once they get to Pegasus, they get Halo. And Halo says raises experience by half in one hit. Also, you can't miss. That's Halo is so good. One of my most used spells in the game. And Pixies will get React once they get to level 10. They become a fairy. They're phenomenal as well. I don't really like the Holy Griff, but I'm going to keep it for now. Just because we're not going to have a whole lot of troops right away. Let's throw this in there too. For now, anyway. Let's give him, okay, so we're going to summon a unicorn and a pixie right away. And then we need to go to order as well. I might have to actually axe. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to get rid of some of this stuff out of Killoff's group. Okay, so this thing is 35. Yeah, where a unicorn is. Yeah, so I'm going to have to actually get rid of both of these. Alright, and there we go. Alright, so, again, unicorn and pixie in every single unit that I'm actually going to end up using. So that means Killoff's unit is pretty good right now. Let's actually move, though. Not that it matters that much. Also, let's change Azmit to Mage as well. Basically, I dual class pretty much everybody that I can. And also, I should just say kind of like my overall thought to the game is that mages are insanely powerful, and it's easy. It's best to level them up. So like, let's just say you've got a Rune Knight like Paternus, and Paternus isn't a great example because his Cardinal actually does have some pretty devastating spells, namely Holy Word, but early on, specifically, priests are really difficult to level because they only have heal and cure, so basically the only way you're getting experience is by healing your allies, and that is not a fast way to level for sure, and unfortunately, your Rune Knights, you need to level them very, very quickly. And so, leaving them as healers is not, in my opinion, a good idea. And the reason why you need to level your Rune Knights is because they are the ones that control how many monsters that you can bring with you. And if you don't level them, they don't get more rune power. So, aside from if you're just, having them quest over and over, and then, that is not a good way to get your rune power up, really, at least early in the game. So keep that in mind. Again, my recommendation is anybody that is a healer, you want to move them into a priest role right away, or I'm sorry, a mage role right away. Here's a good example of that is actually Philo and Sophia here. They both start out as level clerics, but they're also already experts, and so there's no reason to keep them as, kind of what they are, as clerics, right? You want to move them right into Enchantress right away. And I'll actually go over some stuff in regards to how dual classing works and leveling here in a second. Let's move this pixie to her group, and we're gonna move Philo down here to Hadrian, and we're gonna move Sophia over here to Talus. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about how you actually dual class though. So right now, Azmit's a good example. All right, so let me change him back to what he was, which was a bishop. Alright, so as a bishop, he's level 13. Let's take a look at his spells. He's going to have heal, area heal, cure, halo, and divine ray. Now, the nice thing, at least with a bishop, is they do have divine ray, and that's devastating, especially to black elemental creatures. But it's not an AoE ability, right? It's only a single target, and it's fairly expensive at 112 magic. So, to be fair, Azmit at least does have one offensive spell. So it's not like the worst thing ever, but you can see there also, below his name there, he's got 3 stars. That means that at level 10, he changed to Bishop, and now he's level 13, obviously, so he's put 3 levels into Bishop, and that is what those stars indicate. Once you hit 14, you'll be at 4 stars. Once he hits 15, the stars will disappear, and it will say Master instead. And that means that any ability or any spell that he has as Bishop can be transferred over when he class changes. So I'll just show you here. Again, Bishop, he's got these 2, 4, 5 spells. Now, because he's not a Master, if I were to change him into a Fighter, he would only actually have Heal and Cure, because those are the 2 spells that he has from the base Priest class, which is just Priest, right? So it goes Priest, and then once you get to level 10, you can be Bishop, and then once you get to level 20, you can be Cardinal. But again, since he's only actually mastered Priest, he will only carry over these 2 spells. Which also is why I am changing him to Mage right away. And the reason for that is because he'll still only have the Heal and Cure from the Priest, but he's going to get Flame, Genoflame, Thunder, and Power from the Mage. And so once I put 5 levels into Mage, then I'll actually change him back to Bishop and finish Bishop. So that's the plan right now. Actually, now that I think about it, he may not go back to Bishop right away because he'll probably go to Druid second, because the Druid's going to have another set of really good offensive spells. But we'll go over that a little bit more once we get there. Let's get this set up though too, where so Azmit I'm going to send out to Quest, and then Patternus is actually going to move down to this city here, Gloom, because this city has, dragons. And so I'll summon a couple of dragons in the next turn for him to pick up. Are these guys good? Yeah, these guys are good. Let's go over the troops here at Damas. I'm probably not going to use any of these guys. So Isfis, unfortunately, is a character whose dual class has been kind of screwed up because he's got too many levels into Monk. Basically what happened is, for his Monk, he's basically spent 6 levels as Monk, which is 1 too many. And that means that when we swap him over to something like Mage, you're not going to be able to complete all of the Mage classes. You're not going to be able to expert all of them because it takes 15, right? So basically what will happen is there'll be 5 levels of Mage, but it'll be at 21. And then you can do 5 more levels as a Druid, and that'll take him to 26. But then he's only got 4 levels left, right? And so you can be a Necromancer, which is I regard as the best of the priest classes for the males, but he's only going to have 4 stars, right? So he'll never master that, which means he's not going to be able to carry over the Necromancer spells if you want to make him a Guardian, which is the upgraded Monk. So again, it's unfortunate that they kind of screw his levels up. Charlene is a Lancer, but she can turn into Enchantress right away. My issue with Charlene is she's got a really, really bad MP stat. It's not that she's not usable, but she's going to be way, way slower to level than, really any other Enchantress because it's just so bad. The one thing, though, that you can do is put her on the front line, though, which is weird for basically an Enchantress, right? You really don't want these things on your front line because they're not, super durable, but she does have 506 HP, so she can kind of get away with that. You still want to be able to protect her with like a Pixie, but again, keep in mind that at the very least you will be able to put her on the front line. But again, she's going to level really slow. I just deleted the rock there. Rocks are actually fairly good. I just don't like their upgraded class, which is the Phoenix. And I'll go over that a little bit more later, but, well, I guess we could probably do it right now. The base rock can actually petrify enemies, which is devastating. Very, very good, especially because, the rocks are very durable as well, so they can go in your front line. And oftentimes they'll just petrify an enemy, which basically takes them out of the fight until they're cured. Which is good, but again, I don't really like it, so they don't have a breath attack. So that's really all they have going for them, right? They're a single target, sometimes have the ability to petrify, and that's just not good enough in my opinion. The clay golems are garbage. They have, they do have status immunity, which is cool, but that's not cool enough to merit using. They're also very inaccurate, so it's actually very difficult to level them. Scorpions I don't like either. They have really bad HP. They've got really good armor, or defense, but they don't have a whole lot going for them, and they don't ever have any breath attacks. They can only poison. Also, I think poison is the worst status effect in the game. There are times where it's okay. You can ding something that's got a lot of health, and you can kind of ding it down over a couple of turns with poison. But the problem is if poison kills an enemy, then you lose all the experience. So I don't think that poison is good. So, anyways, okay, so Charlene is good, Isvis is good. Langoborg is the worst knight for Leonia. He's got absolutely atrocious rune power, so I never use him other than to quest. So that's what I'm going to do with all three of these characters. Just going to send them out to quest right away. Everybody, I think, is done here at Talos. Oops, hit the wrong thing. Gotta move. Oh my god, I did it again. What is wrong with me today? There we go. There's move. Alright, Lioness and Killoff are both going to be moved down here to Hadrian. They're going to be part of my kill group. Same with Sophia, or I'm sorry, Philo, I think it was. Yeah, Philo. It's going to be Philo, Killoff, and Lioness, and they're going to be kind of my kill group for the beginning, or my push group, however you want to look at that. This looks good. Everybody is moving where I want them to. And what do we have here? I think I gotta delete some stuff. Yeah. Eventually giants can be okay, but at the beginning of the game they're pretty bad, and so I'm gonna delete these two right away. If I ever do anything with giants, it'll be later. So we'll see. Alright, so he is a expert mage already, which means you're gonna wanna, or I like to move him into priest right away. And then Ryzen starts out as a level monk, but I'm going to move him to mage. And I'm actually going to use him this time. Normally I don't use Ryzen, but this time around I'm going to. So, and mostly because his rune power is not very good. You can see he's already level 11 and he's only got 160, so that's pretty bad. That's really, really bad. Chantel's is okay though. He's only level 6, but he's got 168. I mean, that's not phenomenal, but better than Ryzen, certainly. So let's move these two over here to Talos. So they're going to end up, I'm moving them there so that they can grab some units. And let's get saved here. Right before I do this move. Slot 1. And cancel that. I'm also going to do a quick save. I actually generally rely on quick saves when I'm playing just because it's faster. There we go. And let's execute this first move. And I'm going to just make sure that everybody's where I want. Okay, so it's these three here. This should be Patternus, Score, and this should be the other three that are going to be my second kill group. Yeah, very good. Alright, so we are good. Let's execute the attack. Also, the first attack, nobody actually attacks. So keep that in mind. And it always seems to me that Asmit always comes back right away, so you send him out and then he just comes back right away. Or at least that's been the case when I've played the last couple times, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, this is actually quite a few characters that came back right away. Excuse me for interrupting, Your Majesty. What is it, Asmit? Something wrong, Asmit? The messenger has just brought this letter from Norgard. It states that King Vaynard wishes to meet with you. Really? That's what the letter says. However, he is not called the White Wolf of Norgard for nothing. We should be careful. I suggest we send someone else instead. Someone else? Why? He has a point. It could be a trap. A trap? Well, I will meet with him. Okay. Queen Lioness. Of course I'm afraid of him, but I don't want to ignore it. I will go. Okay, I understand. I will arrange it. Alright, it is nice to meet you. I am Vaynard, the King of Norgard. I am Lioness, the Queen of Leonia. I'll get right to the point. I would like you to choose who you are going to support. Is Leonia going to support Norgard, or are you against Norgard? What? You've got some nerve to say something like that. Just as I thought. King Vaynard. Leonia is a country which has governed itself even when Almechia was in power. I'm sorry, but we cannot support anyone. Very well then, I guess you're declaring a war against Norgard. Wait, we do not wish to fight. I promise we will never attack Norgard, so please leave us alone. I told you to choose. Such an indecisive woman like yourself is not qualified to rule a country. Leonia is now mine. So you really wish to fight? Well, if you don't want to become a part of this, we will take it by force. You're being unreasonable. I guess we have no choice but to fight. We, the country of Leonia, declare war against Norgard. Remember that I will never forgive you for involving the people in Leonia in the war. Whatever. No one can say that they are not involved when the continent is in turmoil. Also, you were speaking with an intense voice when you could have controlled your frustration. Well, I'll see you on the battlefield. What a wicked man. Is he gone? I like how they spelled Queen, they spelled her name wrong there. Queen Leonisa. Sometimes you amaze me. How were you able to talk to Vaynard like that? What? Oh, I'm just not myself today. Oh no. What's wrong, Linus? Legs. My legs are shaking. I can't keep my legs from shaking. You've done a good job here. Lean on my shoulder. Thank you, Fluff. Why does Vaynard choose to fight? I don't understand. I don't want to fight anybody if I don't have to. Okay, well that was the first attack and organizational phase. Okay, so this is where things are going to get gross. This turn is kind of what determines the RNG for your first real, or for my first real attack phase, which sometimes does not work out well. And so I may have to make some tweaks here to what I specifically do each one of these turns, against starting now. But the first thing I'm going to do actually is summon a couple of dragons here. And then we will move those into Patronus's group. And then I'm going to send him out to quest. Whoops, what happened there? Didn't actually move that. There we go. Excuse me. Alright, so let's send him out. Oops. That's not the right thing. Alright, so now he's questing. Reason for that is by questing, when he comes back, he's going to appear where Lioness is at, and Lioness is not staying here. So I can't just move him from Gloom to Hadrian and expect that things are going to be alright. Because he's always going to be basically one step behind her, which would not be good. Next thing that I'm going to do here actually is, let's just see what we've got. Alright, so I need a pixie for Chantel, and then I can send him out to quest. Let's summon that pixie. Actually, I'll summon a unicorn as well. Well, I can do another pixie, can't I? Yeah. So let's do that. Alright, organize, order. Pixie here for you, and a unicorn, and a pixie for you. So it doesn't really, I mean, this group, or these three characters are going to be kind of my secondary kill group. But it actually doesn't do me that much good to just leave Chantel and Talus right now, because he's just not going to be able to do anything there by himself. So I'm going to send him out to quest. And that looks like that it should be it for this organization phase. So let's hope that this works out well. And did I quest him? Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay, so he's gone now. Oh, did I quest everybody else, though? Nope, I didn't. Alright, so I need to reload my save state, because that was not what I wanted to do. We gotta actually send these characters out to quest. Kill off Asmid, Isfid, Charlene. Let's try this again. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So, let's get started. Again, this is the part that's going to be tricky. Basically, we need to make sure that nobody else takes a castle from Asgary's this turn, which is why Leonia is so difficult to start out as. Because, we need to basically use 2 turns to get to them, and you can't really take a castle off of Iscalio right away. So, yeah, this is just going to be a pain. I'm probably going to fast forward through a lot of this just because there's a chance that even after I do this battle, it's going to be screwed up anyway, but we'll see. Hey you, the one with the funny mustache. Please, show mercy. Oh, it's just a kid. How dare you talk to me that way? Who do you think is capable of making this world a better place? Queen Lioness or that crazy king of yours? Well, of course, Lioness. What? I'm sure that lovely queen is capable of making a world where people can live equally and abundantly. Wow, do you really think so? Well, why don't you come to Leonia? I can talk to Lioness about you. She's literally in this battle. She's like literally right behind you, bro. No, thank you. What? I wouldn't want to live in a world where everyone is equal and abundant. I would rather see the world to be where only those who make an effort can become happy. I want to keep all the happiness to myself. Well, wait. Do those two statements really make that much sense together? You're one selfish rat. I should teach you a lesson. Well, you don't seem to know who I am. I'll just bake you with my magic. Okay. So he's a baker. That's good to know. Does that explain that goofy hat? Is that like a chef's hat? He's gonna do some baking. Alright, anyway, so this is how I set up my units. Basically, you know, like a front line of kind of beefier characters, and then a secondary line of casters. And, let's kill off there. This angel is going to be very vulnerable right there, but it is what it is. Right, so none of the enemies have come into range yet. Let's get some protects going here. And one protect for this angel as well. Just end their turns, and then, I don't know, should I do another? Yeah, let's do a protect on this wyvern. And we'll just end. Alright, so hopefully now these guys will kind of step up here a little bit. Certainly that guy's gonna hurt too. He just used a power on him. That's a little scary. Come on, Daffy. Oh, 315. Yeah, that's brutal. That hurt. That power spell is brutal. Alright, well, Daffy stepped up onto the front line. That is really risky and probably stupid, because I'll probably be able to smoke him in this turn, but we'll see. Just fast forward that. Let's start out with a Frost on this Gigas. That guy really messed me up, though. Man, that hurts so bad. Heal up this wyvern. Do another protect on, just refresh kill-offs, I guess. Early in the game, you don't really have to be, you know, super careful about your mana use for the pixies, or the fairies, or whatever they're called. You really just want to be using that protect skill, or protect spell every single turn. I actually don't know that I'll be able to take out Daffy this turn. I'll definitely be able to take this Gigas down if I want. Let's see. Do a save state here. Let me just see if a Divine Ray will take him out. You can save in battle, but yeah, it does. So let's redo this. We're gonna do a Halo on her, because since she's taking out a level 10 monster, I'm gonna get a ton of experience for this. So we're gonna use this Divine Ray and with a Halo, because the Halo is gonna increase her experience. 4, 5. And we'll Fire Claw this guy. And do a Feather Storm on Daffy. It would be pretty nice to snipe him out early on, but I don't know if that's going to play out that way. Refresh this Angel's Protect. Yeah, probably not going to be able to do that. Let's get Kill Off healed up instead. Actually, let me see. 262. Yeah, so he's going to get attacked by probably this Rock and Daffy. which he might be able to live through. So I can probably afford to nuke. Yeah, let's go with the Divine Ray instead. Oh, but it also means I don't think I can attack with him. Yeah, he needs to just sit here so that he doesn't take counterattack damage, because I think that would be too much. Yeah. Using up all of his mana on power, but it's probably not the worst thing though either. Oh, but that's a stupid. Oh, 237. Yeah, that's a big hit, but on a wyvern that I don't really actually care about if it dies or not. And Daffy's not really doing much there on the front lines. Alright, yeah, I should be able to take out Daffy this turn. Let's get Genofrost. So this is probably the last turn, so it actually does make sense to use a Genofrost here. This thing's out of mana. Lioness can use a Holy Word this time, but do I want to? 137. Let's do a save state here. See if this is probably going to kill that. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Although a Holy Word isn't going to kill this thing though either, because it's just not going to do enough damage. But let's do a Featherstorm on Daffy. 99. Well, Kill-Off will probably be able to finish him. And let's do another. Actually, gotta do a heal. 203 or yeah, 117. Yikes. This thing is out of mana. Let's do a Holy Word. Level 6. Alright, so Kill-Off is gonna finish him. Oh, should have finished him. Well, so now we gotta reload. That's annoying. Yeah, that is really annoying. And that's why also you can save in battle. I just use quick saves instead because of the loading time on the actual battle saves are really annoying. So basically, what we want to do here is try to change the RNG a little bit. And so instead of just having Kill-Off go first and then missing, because he'll just miss again, I'll just show you. And then let's do a save state here. I'll just show you. So again, because we haven't changed anything with the RNG, he would just miss again. So let's do a Divine Ray instead on somebody. Actually, no, let's do a heal. 301, 203. So now, hopefully, he won't miss. Yeah, there we go. Let's see out here. 206. Oh, brutal. So unfortunately, though, if the battle ends now, he's going to have 6 experience to level 6, which sucks. But maybe he'll get attacked before the enemies retreat, and that would give him enough experience to level so that he can class change right away, but we'll see. Okay, there's the retreat. Nope, didn't get attacked. So unfortunately, that does mean that we're going to have to do one more battle with Kill-Off before he can class change. And he's going to have to basically do nothing for the next battle because he's just going to, level right away. So that stinks, but Norgard has invaded. That's okay. Scalio invading Herbery is fine. I don't really like that Sierra was a part of that battle, but there's not much we can do about that. Sierra is a character from Carlan that I'm gonna eventually get. And the problem is if she's used in too many battles, she will level again, and that's a problem because she's already level 15. So we'll take a look at what she is at. Hey, Killoff, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Gallon, what are you doing here? Look who decided to come along. Hi, Killoff. Baleen, what are you guys doing here? Can't you say anything better than what are you guys doing here? Oh, I'm sorry. It's really nice to see you guys. It's nice to see you too. In case you were wondering, we didn't come here for vacation. And we didn't come here to see your face either. Isn't that right, Baleen? What? Yeah, you're right. Why are you here? Well, we're here because... Come on, what is it? Baleen, why don't you tell him? Me? Come on, guys. What are you guys acting like idiots? Idiots? Never mind. I don't want to tell you anymore. Fine, don't tell me. I'll tell you. We came here to support Leonia. What did you say? That's right. We're Rune Knights like you. Is it true, Baleen? Yes. Is it wrong? No, not at all. We came all the way here to support you guys. You should be more thrilled. Of course I'm thrilled. Sure, Lioness will be happy too. Lioness? You still calling her Lioness? Uh-huh. What's wrong with that? She's the queen of the country, you know. So, I can call her whatever I want. Well, I guess. Anyway, escort us to the queen. Okay, Lioness will be surprised to see you two. Alright, Gallon has joined, and Baleen has joined. Basically, I make both of those two quest nights for a very long time, possibly forever. We'll see. Certainly, right away, their stats are very strange, where they can't change class at all because their stats are so bad. So, like, Baleen has a really, really low intelligence score. I think you have to be at 60 intelligence to change, certainly, into, like, Enchantress. But it's so low that she can't do that. And then same with Gallon Wand. I think you need to have 60 agility in order to change class to, I think it's Ranger. Maybe even the Fighter, but you know, he can't do that either. So I'm gonna leave them kind of as quest nights for a while. Maybe I'll use them later, but I always want to make Baleen a caster, but her intelligence is so bad right away that you know, that would be a long ways out. Anyways, here, you know, no enemy nation took a castle from Asgari, so we're good to go. I've been fairly unlucky at times, you know, by just like, so the last time I started a new game, and basically that last attack phase, New Almechia took a castle off of Eorzea, and then I restarted again. And actually, the second time, Norgard took a castle off of Asgari's, and so, you know, that's basically a no-go for me. I really, you know, want to get Schultes and thus Solio as well. But yeah, it just didn't work out that way for my other attempts. And I see here, I don't think Paternus came. Yeah, Paternus didn't come back. And so I'm not able to transfer over his dragon, so we're just going to keep the troops kind of that we've got for the time being. And again, here's Killoff, only has 6 to go to level. That's so depressing. It's really annoying that I wasn't able to, you know, get him leveled in that last battle all the way to 6. Because that just means that he's going to be stuck here, and then he's not really going to be able to do much in the next battle because he's probably going to it's going to be too easy to over-level. Actually, let me just see if I can... Oh yeah, we can change him right now. Let's do that. Let's just change him to Ranger right now. Now I don't have to worry about, you know, going way over-level for him. Because that's very likely to happen in this next battle, because it's just going to be too easy to get a ton of experience on him. So yeah, so now his you know, his levels aren't going to get screwed up. All right, so here let's get some monsters summoned for these knights here. Actually, Sophia's done. We need a unicorn and a pixie for Ryzen. So let's get that. Summon pixie unicorn. And then we're going to move both of these two. Oops, I need to actually move those over though. Organize, order. Okay, and yeah, moving to Gloom, because we're gonna grab some dragons for them as well. And that looks like that's pretty much it for this phase. Let's get a save going here. Jesus, yeah, this takes so friggin' long. Okay, and then actually I think I'm gonna end this one here, and we'll pick it up and do the attack phase in the next video.